Hey, what's up guys? Stan here from Rocky Creek. Welcome back to the homestead. So today we're going to be doing something that I've never done, and it's going to be a secret for the rest of the family. So guys, what we're going to do is we're going to go inside. It's a beautiful day, but we're going to go inside. We're going to get in the kitchen, and because Mrs. Rocky Creek isn't here, nor is my son, but Madison is here, I'm going to make cow tongue. We're going to eat the tongue of a cow. Now, to some people, this is normal, but to most, it is not. But I've heard that it's very good, and we're going to try it in the form of a taco. So let's keep this a secret. While I'm making it, I'm going to refer to it as the meat, and that is code for cow tongue. Well, it is meat, but anyways, let's go in here. Let's cook a tongue. Let's eat it, see what they think of it, and then we'll tell them what it is. Let's go. All right, so we're going to be cooking this in a crock pot, and from the recipe that I'm going to use, all we're going to need is some salt, 1 large onion, and a couple cloves of garlic. And then, of course, we got to have this too. 2 pounds of it. It's very interesting. All right, we got to start off by opening this up. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but we're going to cook this in a crock pot. Some people do it in like a big boiling pot, but for sake of today, I got some other stuff to take care of. So we're going to do this in a crock pot. That's one of the recipes that I found. And so first off, so once this cooks all the way, there's a thick layer here that will be peeled away, and then that'll expose supposedly some tender meat underneath it. So once we get done cooking it, this part will be removed, but that's a big old interesting thing. So, but we're gonna get it rinsed off really good. We're gonna rub it down with salt, rinse it again, drop it in the crock pot, and then we'll get those other ingredients we showed you. It's so rough. This part, you could exfoliate your skin, dehydrate it, and make a loofah. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. That'd be disgusting. All right, all cleaned off. Drop it in the crock pot. All right, so all we do, bring it here, set it down in the crock pot, and let's get those other ingredients ready. So now all we got to do is we got to take a large onion and we just got to quarter it up and get the skins off of it. Nothing fancy here. This is just to add a bunch of flavor into the water that everything is going to be cooked in. So we get these sweet onions. These are sweet Vidalia onions, quartered up. Then we're going to get to the garlic. Now the original recipe only called for 2 cloves of garlic. These garlics were really small. They're organic cloves, and they were a little bit harder to peel, and so I ended up opting to, you can take a large knife and push it down, and that helps get the skins off. But because they're small, instead of 2, I'm going to use about 8 cloves of it. In my opinion, you can never have too much garlic. So there you go. Let's get this dropped in, and then all we need to do now is coat it down with some salt. And then once we get a good amount of salt on there, we're going to fill up some water, and we're going to just enough to cover it up. Miss Madison said she wanted to be the person to pour it in, and it got a little messy, but she helped out, and there you go. Just enough to cover the tongue. Put a lid on it. We're going to flip it on low, and we're going to let this go for about 6 hours, and then we're going to check on it. All right, guys, it's been about 6.5 hours, and I think it's to the point that we can do our next step. Now, I will tell you, it looks weird, but it smells amazing. You can see the color has lightened up significantly, and from what I read, it said when it lightens up like this and you can easily insert a knife, then that's an indication that it's ready, and that's what I did. So let's see how this goes, because we got to peel off this outside layer. From what I read too, it says that you want to peel it while it's still pretty hot, because they say it's much harder to peel after. I guess you got to find the way to do it without burning yourself though. That seems so weird. I'll burn my hands. So weird. All right, so some things say you can shred this, and some say you can slice it. So I'm kind of just messing with it. I'm sure the more you cook it, the easier it is to shred. So you can see how that looks like. That would probably shred, no problem. I don't know about this part. Looks like I need to take a little piece off right there. I don't like that. And then some people slice it up. It's kind of what I see a lot of. So let's do this. Let's do the little, I think we're gonna dice it up real fine and then toss it in some butter. Make sure we got it all trimmed up good. I can tell certain parts of it are much more tender than others. Like, I mean, this is like cutting like butter now versus the further to the skinny part seem to be a little tougher. So it seems like the closer you get to the base or the fat part, the more tender it gets. All right, guys, so there's all that diced up. That's not too bad. Covered almost my whole cutting board. Now, there's a lot here left over, but really where this is my first time working with the meat, I'd rather be overly cautious and not get anything that I don't think will be, you know, acceptable by the texture or anything like that. So to play it safe, I try to stick with the core part of it, just to increase the chances that we'll really like it. So the more I mess with this, if we like it, you know, I might be able to do a little bit better. But right now, I think this is good. We're gonna get a pan, get it hot, a little bit of butter, and we're gonna get this thing sauteed up, and then we might just try just it by itself real quick. All right, butter's good and warm. Start dropping this in. May have more than I thought once I get it in the pan. A little salt, a little pepper. All right, it's been sauteing for about 5 minutes. It's starting to get like a golden brown on some of these pieces and kind of getting a little crisp. See if I can show you one a little up closer. So you can probably see if I can focus you a little bit there. You can see we're starting to brown up. A lot of the pieces are starting to look like that. All right, guys, I'm pleased with it. I think that's where I'm gonna take the meat to. Now, you know, we're not gonna do the tacos yet because I gotta do the sides, but I'm gonna take a piece of this and I'm gonna try it just straight up and let you know what I think. What are you rushing in here for? You wanna take a look at it? See if it looks better now. You were a little concerned about it earlier. It's in the pan. Why are you like half tired?
Because I am.
Does that look a lot better?
Yes. I didn't like the gray on it.
You didn't like the gray on it?
No, it looked like it was a tail of the meat.
I'm gonna try a piece of just the meat. Are you gonna try a piece?
No, wait till then.
Oh, there's 2 pieces on the ground for Chloe though.
Chloe. Chloe, come here. Look, the meat. Here, Chloe. See if Chloe approves.
I tried to do my Chef Ramsay flipping and tossing. I dropped 2 pieces. Let's go with the dog booty first. Oh, yep, delicious, of course. Of course, you also eat chicken poop, so I don't know how much of a recommendation we can use on you. But I got 2 little tiny pieces on this plate, so we'll give it a try. All right, y'all, so my plan is today is we're actually gonna use these in tacos though. We got some tortillas. We're gonna throw these in with me and Mrs. Rocky Creek. We're gonna do like a little bit of diced onions, some cilantro, and some like tomatilla salsa, and maybe a little Monterey Jack cheese, and that's what we're gonna go with. But I wanna try the meat straight up just to see. So I'm gonna go with the biggest piece here, and I'm gonna give it a try, and hopefully it's good and I don't throw up on my table.
Ew.
Very soft.
I heard you say it cut it like butter.
So it's literally like super soft, like barely could chew it. I could actually break it up with just my tongue to the roof of my mouth. And it actually has like a cross. It reminds me almost like a very mild form of like a pot roast. You know, it's not quite as strong. It's like in between a pot roast and a steak flavor. It's hard to to describe it. You want to try this piece?
Yeah.
So it doesn't taste bad at all. It's very like soft and breaks up in your mouth really quickly, and it really just tastes like kind of like stew meat or pot roast meat a little bit. What's it taste like? Well, you barely bit it. You only got like a little tiny piece of a corner. You gotta go all in. If you're gonna do it, just do it. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it meh?
Meh.
Meh. It doesn't have a lot of flavor. It really tastes just like kind of like steak with no sauce or something. Like a under seasoned steak maybe would be a good description, except for a lot softer than steak. Like you don't have to chew it up like you chew steak. It's really soft and tender and kind of you're not gonna eat no more?
No.
Are you gonna eat it on taco?
Maybe.
So anyways, I actually think it's probably gonna work out really well. So we're gonna go ahead and get the sides ready to go, and then we'll go from there. All right, so out of 5 stars, because I really want to get a good answer from you, out of 5 stars, what do you give it?
3.
3. So usually we get 5 from you, so it's not disgusting, but it's not something you'd probably want
No.
if you have other options, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Some people just got home. You want to try a piece?
What's a tiny piece?
You can try a piece? You try a piece. Yummy steak. Is that good?
Tastes like delicious.
Is that good?
He's like, maybe.
I just eat and leave.
He didn't spit it out.
Yeah. Is that good?
Is it good?
It's good.
Is it good, Mom?
Is the steak good?
Is it good?
You want another piece?
No.
Okay. So it's like so good. You went right to the meat one? So with the kids, I did it differently. Hers, I put in a quesadilla, which apparently I put too much cheese. How's that with the cheese and stuff? That's good to go. And then G-Man here, well, we just gave it to him straight up, and he's just going straight to the meat.
No.
No.
Please. It's hot. It's hot.
It's hot.
It's hot.
It's not hot. Is it good?
What's wrong?
You want a fork?
Okay. What's it mean?
Yeah, you go with just a dab of ketchup, huh? Good? Here we go.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's really good.
Cheers. Uh-oh. I was leaking juice everywhere.
I want the juice.
I'm not.
I want that juice.
I'm talking about from the meat.
That's my juice.
You have water.
You didn't have any water. Where's my water?
It's over here by TV.
I still, with all the toppings, I still think it's like a cross between a steak and like a stew meat. It tastes very much in between, almost like a pot roast and a steak combo. Very soft and easy to chew though. Delicious. You're such a goober. All right, so we officially ate dinner. Griffin ate it no problem at all. Madison liked it in the quesadilla. I ate it straight up and then in the taco version. Mr. Rocky Creek ate it, said it tasted authentic, really good, told me thank you. So you said you like authentic, right?
Yeah.
Well, we ate, I think it's called Lengua, something like that.
I wondered if the meat was different.
Why'd you wonder if it was different?
Just because some of the pieces, when the way they were cut up, didn't quite look like beef.
Oh, well, it is beef.
Yeah, but I don't want to talk about what part of the
Do
beef.
you know what part that is?
The tongue.
Yeah. So I didn't know if she knew what that word was or not. But
Well, I took Spanish.
oh, sorry. I took Spanish, but I didn't pay attention in Spanish. So she actually took it better than I thought she would have.
Yeah, well,
Do you feel sick now?
only slightly. No. I mean, we've eaten weirder things, probably.
Well, guys, there you have it. We had beef tongue tacos. And as you can see, Mrs. Rocky Creek actually did a whole lot better with it than I thought. We haven't quite told Madison yet because I'm not sure if she'll freak out. She already has been a little under the weather with some strep throat. And she's a champ, so I'll probably let her know after a little bit. But why did I decide to do this? Well, just as I do with the pigs, where I render their lard and some stuff like that, I really think it's right to try to use as much of the animal as you can in a way that at least that it's beneficial to you. I mean, I don't think you should force yourself to eat or do something if you think it's disgusting. But you don't know till you try it. And when I research it in other cultures, particularly I think it was in Latin America or whatnot, you know, it's considered like a regular type item. And to me, if a culture views it as a regular type thing to eat, then it can't be too awful bad if they really like it. And so I like a lot of that style of food, so I thought I'd try it. And you know, I will say, is it as good as, in my opinion, as like a very, very well done carne asada steak or something like that? Maybe not quite to that level, but would I eat it again? Absolutely. Takes a little bit of work. I think it's like anything, you got to know how to cook it right. And if cooked properly, it's not bad at all. So this is just kind of like one little stepping stone in terms of trying to utilize more of what we have. When we get a cow processed, this was an option to get. Otherwise, I don't know if they trash it, sell it to somebody else or what. So this is just another piece that we're able to use to feed our family and not put it to waste. So if you want to get adventurous and you haven't tried it and you can find a store, I've never seen it in a grocery store. From what I've read, if you have like a Mexican or Latin American market in your area, you probably would have a good chance there. Or you can specifically ask a butcher in a normal grocery store and they may have it in the back, but not necessarily put it out for sale. But this is just kind of a thing where our culture's changed over time, and we've kind of turned our nose to certain types of foods that actually may be good. And from what I've read, there's a lot of health benefits to this meat as well. But anyways, not bad. We made about 8 tacos out of it, 2 quesadillas, fed our family. It was about 2 pounds. We probably lost about a third of that. If I were to guess, well, I'd say we probably kept at least a pound of meat out of it. But anyways, guys, go ahead and get you an old cow tongue, cook it up, and eat it, just like us. So guys, hope y'all enjoyed today. Hope you found this to be interesting. You might have found it disgusting. I don't know. But we appreciate you coming along and hanging out, and we hope everybody's doing good. We'll see you here real soon on one of our next episodes. Thanks, guys.